3, 2, 1, and I am officially playing a 3DS Mario Kart track on my iPad. We are through the looking glass. Hello everyone, my name's James. This is Mario Kart Tour, which is now officially out in the UK, in the US, and everywhere else. Android, iPhone, iPad, you can get it right now. And I think it's a game that's going to cause a lot of delight and perhaps a little bit of controversy. Because, let's focus on the good stuff first of all, which is, kind of feels like Mario Kart. Properly, really, genuinely does. The steering is all handled very simply. It's an automatic acceleration. We're converting to our little, the wings here, and I completely missed the coins. Go on, pull up, get the coins, get them. There, we got a couple there. All you need to do is drag left or drag right. You can see the arrow moving according to where my thumb is placed. And all you need to do is tap on the screen in order to activate whatever items you've collected, your blue shells and whatnot. The races themselves look like they're multiplayer, but they're not. I am pretty sure I'm racing against ghosts right now, even though they're behind me and you haven't really seen much of them. I'm in the 50cc class at the moment, and I'll move up to the higher ones in a bit, but not the 200 class because, and this is where the controversy kicks in, this game has a very odd subscription service involved in it. So it's free to play, and it's changed since its beta, which I believe had a heart system, an energy system whereby it would count down the more you played and eventually lock you out after a while. This system doesn't seem to be in the final release, which is arguably a great thing, so you can just carry on and play as much as you want. In its place, it's got a lot of in-app purchases, so you can buy a lot of stuff which is cosmetic. You can buy a bunch of stuff which is, of course, the carts, the characters, and then the different gliders as well, but they are all behind a gatcha wall. You're collecting rubies, and the rubies themselves allow you to launch one of the pipes, and the pipes let you fire out your additional characters and whatnot. So it's a gacha system. You all randomly assigned characters. You have to play and grind to get them. But if you want to pay £4.99 a month, you can get the 200cc tour class and I think some additional items that are pretty much cosmetic. And that's pretty much it. It's a very strange system. So if you want to basically be in the top tier class, racing against the fastest racers imaginable, and presumably when the multiplayer for real kicks in, which is supposed to be later on, I think it's going to be like a month or two before real multiplayer arrives. That means maybe it'll be the serious class where all the serious multiplayer people hang out, but £4.99 or $4.99 a month just for that one class, and if you stop paying then you don't get it anymore, that is quite a steep price, bearing in mind that only this week Apple Arcade launched, offering you 70 premium games for the same price as they're offering you one small part of a Mario Kart mobile game. That's going to be a bit tricky to reconcile in my head. You can get a 2-week trial for this thing, but everyone in our office is like, really? I mean, I know that Nintendo didn't get the money that they necessarily wanted from the other premium games, like Super Mario Run did well, but not well in terms of what freemium games make. And so they've really leaned hard into the free-to-play model this time. And I mean, let's go into the menu and let's have a look at the shop. So we've got the shop down here, and you can already see the familiar sites of the free-to-play class. So you got your 1999 New York set of rubies and additional characters and stuff like that. Or you can see over here, look, per month you can get the gold pass. And if you subscribe, you'll get the 200cc race class, which you can't get otherwise. And that, badges from gold challenges, gold gifts by racing in tours, that's it? Like, no, obviously not. Are you mad? See, you can buy the rubies as well, and again, it's got up to £64 there to buy 135 rubies to unlock tons of characters, and like, I know it sounds like I'm immediately leading into the bad stuff here, and look, I've completed the 2 cups so far. The cups, by the way, they get updated. So I think we're in the New York tour right now, and then in a week or two they'll change it, so it'll constantly be these live updates where the game will change, and that's great. So we're in challenge mode now. I'm not sure exactly what I got to do here. Just go through these 5 rings in time. I forgot to do a speed start as well. I blew it. But and this is obviously giving me the massive nostalgia waves, because here's a track from the original Mario Kart. They have pulled the tracks from the gloried history of the franchise and the music as well, and so they're hitting a lot of the right buttons right out of the gate, apart from this payment stuff, where they seem to have gone hyper aggressive with the free-to-play angle. Well, I say that, I mean, they could be using the energy system. They could be locking me out after like 5 races or something, which they do in some free-to-play games, and they haven't done it in this instance. So that's good, but I just that subscription model, it's sticking in my craw. It seems like a big ask for a thing that should just be maybe part of the game, and I remain that crowd who thinks Super Mario Run is a very good game, and if you want to pay like, you know, a $5 for it or something like that, that's entirely worth it. I think it's justified, but Nintendo clearly did not make the money they wanted to make out of that, and so they have been relying on developers like DNA or publishers like DNA to work with them in order to kind of monetize in the way that these free-to-play games monetize. The freemium market is huge because people spend insane amounts of money. The model subscription works on the fact that 98% of people will never pay anything in a free-to-play game, and so the entire revenue comes from that remaining 3%. And then different tiers of those people will pay a certain amount of money, and then at the very top, the tiniest percentage of people, your whales in the terminology, will pay an absolute fortune, and that's where they make a hell of a lot of money from. And it's got its upsides and its downsides, that model, and generally I have my issues with it, as I'm sure a lot of you guys watching do. Understandably so. It can lead to some quite exploitative game design, in my opinion, and it can suck the fun out of a lot of things. I don't want my games to be a shop, I want them to be games, as a rule. But I also like the fact that games can reach a wider audience this way, and people who maybe don't have loads of money and couldn't afford to get games otherwise are able to play, and so that aspect of it, that's a good thing. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. In this case, I can't help but feel they've overshot themselves with this subscription model thing, and it's going to get nothing but ire from fans. And the press, I don't think, are going to receive it very well either. Not that that matters if the game makes a ton of cash. And that's ultimately what this is all about. People can complain all they want about, Game of War and Clash of Clans and all the other free-to-play games which people will say are exploitative and all the rest of it. But then the game makes, $1 billion in revenue in like 6 months, and people go, oh, I guess someone's enjoying this. Ouch indeed. So, we're going to look into the game, we're going to play it a lot more, we're going to do some review stuff, and I'm sure you've already downloaded it and given it a go, but if you haven't, this bit, just the driving bit, although I'm only playing the lower class right now and clearly I'm a bit too far ahead, is fun. It really is. This is enjoyable. It feels like Mario Kart. They've done a great job. I hope that the payment model doesn't taint it completely. More on that later in the review, but for now, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.